Character, knowing the right thing and doing the right thing at the right time. However you frame that, that's who you are. You may think you have good character. I always say go to the trench and ask the people. They're the ones that are going to answer it honest and true. Because we know that 86% of the time we see ourselves better than everybody else. Some of us more, but I don't think many less. Okay. So we see ourselves in a way that's attractive. So the character of who we are as the leader within the methods and systems and processes of the organization. And in the world of people, you're looking at everything from job descriptions and handbooks to systems in terms of how do we do things of hiring and terminating and all those good things. So within the responsibility, then and knowing that we're to do everything for them, we also want to look at the communication. And as Paul would say, we're to be all things to all people. In the Greek, if you look at that, it's what Max Dupree would call voice and touch. It's coming up, and it's, as I'm communicating to Sharon, I am to communicate as if I'm looking at her inside out. It's not about me when I'm communicating. I think communication is a very humbling event, as Paul commanded us, because it says, whatever I'm sharing, it could be consequence, it could be reward, it could be process. That's important, but I'm going to communicate it the way Sharon needs to hear it. Just look at our Savior. He communicated he was the way, the truth, and the life, but he always did it to the person's filter and their motivational values within that person. He didn't communicate the way he would want to share it. He'd communicate it the way they needed to hear it. Now, I think that's very sound advice if you want to go before a jury as well. Imagine that. But the whole idea is that means coming up and thinking about our people before you speak. And to look at models such as relationship awareness, such as just going in and listen to some sermons by some of our great pastors. They intuitively share that way to the filtering of different people. And listen to how they do it. And then the last part that I would challenge you on is that if we want people to be responsible, I think we need to be responsible first. And that's one of the greatest areas that we lack in. Because, as Ken Blanchard said, there's two parts to responsible leadership. First of all, there's facilitating the vision or the direction we're going, and then there's implementing it. Our role is to facilitate. Our role is to come up and show the people what they need. It's not just the mission, vision, and values and putting it in place there. It's also those job descriptions. A legal document, one of the most important things, and those job descriptions need to show the standards of what's expected as well. It's having an employee handbook that doesn't just go through everything in the kitchen sink. I just read one today, and I think I've read parts of it. It's got to be at least 300 pages long because it goes through every process people do. And you know what? You put processes in a handbook, and you're going to have problems because someone just has to, if they're looking to sue you, they may sue you because they don't like you, but they're looking for issues. All they have to do is find one process you didn't follow, and they got you. So you don't want those there. You want them over here. It's coming up and having a sound mission statement. And my attitude, the way I define sound, besides it's who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and who you're doing it for. Say that fast 3 times. But it's, does everyone in the organization know it, and can everyone share it? Because if they can't, then it's not part of your culture. It's not part of your culture. And same with your values. The whole idea is we give the employees the tools, and that's when we're on top. Come on, let me show you how to do it. Let me sit down. I'm here to do everything for you to succeed. Once they have those tools, then the model flips. Now we're on that bottom where we see in the triangle with the leader on the bottom. The employee's on the top because now they can go forward. They can go for it. They can implement. And when there's problems, you can serve them now because you can say there's clarity there because the issue, you can go to it. You can say, well, let's look at your job description. Let's look at the handbook. Let's look at this methodology. What went wrong? So the whole idea here is if you want them to be responsible, strategically as a leader, start with yourself. If you don't have all the tools, you're going to suffer. It's going to be hard. And, but anything you put in